Good morning. Good morning. Hi, everyone. I do like to jump ahead and just get straight in. I don't usually wait for people to come in because you can always go back and watch the beginning, right? But hi, my name is Zaria Rayleigh Jack Rain. I am the creator of this free 30-day Get Ready for Change challenge. I'm also the owner and operator of Pampered and Luxed, which is the mindfulness business that this challenge is through, that this challenge derives from. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're on day 15, so you already know the drill. And if you don't, so then go back to days 1 through 14. Make sure you do them one day at a time and make sure you actually pay attention to not even just pay attention, but you give attention. Make sure you give attention to yourself and to these prompts and really analyze them, sit down and write, journal, do your voice memos, whatever you need to do. We're getting started. Okay. We're literally 50% of the way done once we finish today. I'm excited. Are you excited? Okay. So today, I'm just going to go. We're literally one thing I want to say actually before we even jump into the actual daily prompt for day 15. I just want to briefly share uh, a needs theory that that was introduced in like the education space and psychology space years and years ago, but I want people to actually pay attention and understand what this means for just a moment. Okay, so this is, I'm sure a lot of you have heard it before. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And at the very base level, these are the needs you have that need to be met in order for you to actually feel like, you can actually achieve and get something to the next level. So, where'd it go? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So if you look at this chart, I'm trying to make sure it comes up just a bit bigger so you can all see it a little better. Um, yeah. The point is, at the base of this chart is your physiological needs, things that your physical body needs in order for you to be able to do things. Water, food, your breathing, your clothing, your shelter, and your sleep. These are your basic needs that need to be met in order for you to be able to even have the energy, to have the time, to have the focus to give to these other parts of your life, right? So when it comes to this hierarchy of needs, I do say that I feel like for safety and security and love and belonging, it may be flip flopped for some people. They may actually feel they need to feel loving and belonging before they can actually feel that safety and security. But there's still a hierarchy to any needs that you have. There are basic needs that you have, there are needs that go in the middle, and there are needs that are like at the top once you've gotten everything that is already secured in the underlayers. So just keeping that in mind as we're going about this, it's really a self-actualization journey or even building self-esteem depending on how you use it. And the way that I use it, I also use it to help me dive more into my safety and security, help me make sure I genuinely give myself whatever physical needs I'm supposed to have. Like if I know that I'm not treating my nutrition as much as I'd like to, that's going to go inside how I analyze this challenge and how I complete this challenge. So definitely be conscious of the fact that you have needs, and there are some needs that go first, there are some needs that go next, and some needs they kind of happen at the same time, or you kind of need them at the same time. But be conscientious of the needs that you have, what order they go in for you, and how best you can fulfill those needs. Okay. With that being said, yes. Yeah. I won't even touch on the like how we were talking about just manifestation and different uses of words and how we'll talk about that tomorrow a little bit more. I want to make sure we dive a little bit more into that and how what's physically happening around you is still important, but the word manifestation isn't, it's not something to feel like it's like hooey dooey or to shy away from. It's literally just creating a map, a plan for your life, seeing that vision and going for it. And there's just been this cultural and societal boom in the word manifestation. I'd really like people to like get down to the point of it and really just realize that it's life planning. It's life planning at its finest. That's really all it is. Okay. All right. The daily challenge. Here we go for day 15. All right. Oh my God. I do feel like, oh my God, we're at the halftime or something. Like halftime is right there. Okay. So for day 15, today's question for day 15 of this free 30-day Get Ready for Change challenge, Stepping into Your Power edition. Day 15 is, what moments of my life most represent what love is? And I've asked the question the specific way so that you think a specific answer, okay? I'm not even going to mention different ways to ask the question. I just want you to answer the question. Just answer the question. What moments of my life most represent what love is? And as you write down the question, make sure you're paying attention to your body, your feelings, what's going on inside of you, so that later you can analyze those feelings. So just write your question down, answer it. I'll give everyone a moment to answer. Mm, okay, hopefully you have a few moments, at least one specifically, no more than 3. We don't really wanna do more than 3 at a time. If you feel like there's a lot of moments and you wanna analyze a lot of different ones, then come back to the question a different day, answer it again, but don't do more than 3 moments to analyze or really think about. Because if you remember from yesterday, we started to analyze and we didn't even actually get to breaking down the actual moments. We really had to start on the feelings we had towards those moments first. Um, so yeah. All right. Today's daily gratitude. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into that before we analyze anything so that you also have some time to write your answer down a little bit more before we get into the analysis. But my daily gratitude today, I already wrote it down in my physical, my notebook, but I'll have it here for you. I am grateful to create and build community and oh, relationships that fill me. I am grateful to create and build community and relationships that fulfill me. That's my daily gratitude for today. I do wish I had gone over these daily gratitude and affirmations before we got to the question because I feel like it might be a bit distracting for you while you're answering. But I'm going to keep going and then we'll read them all once everyone gets done with their answers. And don't be afraid to say or do or write what you feel, like literally what is coming out. Not even if you feel guilty for saying it or you feel like, "Ugh, this shouldn't even be my answer." Whatever it is, that's your answer. That's what it is for you. Write that down. Say that in your voice memos. Put it in your notes, whatever it is, and however you're tracking. For myself, in any mm, place or in Okay. Hopefully, after this, y'all have your 3 moments. You've written them, and then we'll jump into this. Okay. So hopefully you've answered yours already. This isn't one I'm going to answer with y'all just because it's definitely more personal to me, but I still always do my daily gratitude affirmations and self appreciations. And those can also, the ones that you choose for the day of the prompt that you're doing, can kind of shed light on the things that you already know may have been left as unmet needs. We talk about that later on in our analysis. So it kind of, if you do your affirmations first before answering, it still can show you a lot about where your brain is that day, and where your emotions are on the subject in general. But always at least read the question first, because it's definitely going to be influenced. It's going to influence those gratitudes, affirmations, and self appreciation mantras. Okay. So then, once you answer the question, I also want you to write down just your basic feelings towards love without you even analyzing anything further. Just what feelings do you have towards the concept of love, like right now? What do you think about it? How do you feel it? How do you think other people see it, even? So just go into depth with that. And then after that, you still have your further analysis section, and you would do your feelings when you're reading, feelings when you're answering. That's why we pay attention to them as we're doing it. And depending on how you do your analysis, you might have written it down already. Um, all right. And then you're also going to focus on the feelings from that very first experience, or one of those moments that we're speaking of. So, feelings during the moment, during the moments that are in this question. And then you're gonna say the experience, what age you were, what needs you had at the time, needs that were unmet at the time, um, emotional needs being met now, emotional needs you need to continue to be met. List some intrusive thoughts that make the negative feelings around this topic increase, or make any negative feelings pop up if they weren't there before. Give some phrases, give those phrases new meanings, and then come up with some affirmations to help you affirm it. And if you're looking to create a whole new 30-day challenge for yourself after this 30 days, you don't really want to follow along with this one specifically. This is a guide on how you can literally create a journey for yourself in your own journaling. Like, literally create a journaling journey from your journaling, and it just compounds on itself. You learn more about yourself, you feel even better, and you know yourself. Um, so yeah, that's how you can do that. And if you want the more in-depth analysis, you can still definitely just read. I would rewatch yesterday's video. I know it was long, or just go to the part specifically where I am showing you how to analyze. You can follow along with that analysis for this day as well. You won't have to um, like feel like you're left in the wind. There's still a guide for you. You still have that. And I also want to make sure that everyone understands. I also want to make sure that everyone understands that the words you write, and what comes out of you, these feelings, what the things, the information that comes out of you, right? It's all just these, I would think of it as like a an emotional battery, a life maintenance battery. Think of having it's literally this battery that you get to insert into your life in different ways once you know how to use it. You can literally recharge yourself with this information. You can recharge your life with this information. So, yeah, definitely make sure you're going in depth with that analysis. You don't only want to answer. I know if you're following along from Instagram and you may have come from Instagram to here, that you're like, okay, well, I've only been seeing the prompts. I didn't know there was an analysis portion. Go back to, I believe the first really in depth one was day 10. Go back to day 10, maybe day 12, and just watch it, really follow along with it and see how the analysis works. Because the analysis is what helps you actually be able to essentially have this battery, this rechargeable battery packed on your emotions in life and how you actually move through life. So, yes. Is there anything else I have to share? Okay, that battery pack, I do wanna explain it a little bit more because I feel like people say a lot of things and they make a lot of analogies, but it sometimes may not be the clearest or it may not feel like it's relevant. And essentially, when you're answering every single prompt for each of these days, not only are you getting to know yourself, you're also starting to become more in alignment with the vision that you have for yourself because you start unraveling through the analysis and through the question of asking why over again. You start to have a better understanding of how the outside world has influenced what you're currently thinking. And just because you're currently thinking something doesn't mean it's actually the truth of what feels good to you and what aligns with you, your body, your mind, your spirit. This challenge is all about figuring out who and what that body, mind, and spirit is so that you can shift more into that alignment. It also gives you the steps to shift more into that alignment through the analysis. So it's really important to answer the prompt, ask your why, okay? Because it really helps you dig deep. And then also do that other analysis. There are a whole bunch of different types of analysis to do. There are different ways that you can process your knowledge and your information that you've said about yourself, that you've written about yourself. Um, so do what works for you. I know for the first few days, I just really made sure that people knew how to do the analysis of answer the prompt, ask why until you get to your inner child, and soothe those feelings. We That was one basic analysis. Then we have a second type of analysis, which is more of an in-depth. You start to go and analyze the feelings you have around certain concepts so that you can basically reframe your mind into thinking and believing and feeling differently. And then we have a third type of analysis, which I haven't all the way completely given you guys yet. Just yesterday, I kind of mentioned it a little, and today I've mentioned it. But when you actually go in and you're creating even more prompts for yourself, this is a third type of analysis where you see who you are, you understand who you are, you see where you're going, you see what feelings, what beliefs, what things need to be reframed or you desire to be reframed. It and then you take all of that information and you basically give yourself a whole other building block for creating even more change and building even more knowledge and confidence in yourself. So that's the third type of analysis that I'll really make sure we dive deep into over the next few days. I want to make sure everyone really gets it. That means the next few days might be longer videos. So I might repost just shorter sections of just me going over the prompt uh, before that or after that, just to make sure that people have the option to watch the like 15-20 minute version, because I do know yesterday almost ended up 2 hours because I was trying to do uh, what I wanted to do with the prompts that I'm gonna be doing over the next couple of days. I tried to do it all in one go, and I was like, we're doing way too much. Like, this is too much for people to even, this is too long for people to take in right now. So let's step back and reconfigure the way that we're gonna do this. And I realized that, you know what? It makes sense to make sure that there's the worksheet to follow along with. And I'm really good at creating those free worksheets. I have one down below in the description right now that's a daily reset worksheet. We're going to go over that really quick. Um, but yes, I wanted to make sure everyone understood that there's answering the prompt that can help you. Just answering the prompt that can help you. It literally will take 5 minutes. If you're like, I don't even know how to spend time with myself, just answer the prompt. Don't even worry about the analysis yet. Just answer the prompt, okay? Because that's still going to help you. But if you're like, no, I have about 30 minutes to spend to myself and I want to actually make sure I do that and I want to dive deeper, then you can do that basic analysis, asking the why after you answer, and giving a counteractive affirmation just to make sure that, and some gratitude just to make sure that you hone in on what the new feeling is. Or if you know you have an hour, you're like, no, I'm spending an hour with myself every single day. And this is what's going to happen. Then you can do that second type of analysis, which is that really deep. You start to talk about the moment, you talk about the feelings you had in that moment, you talk about those unmet needs, you talk about the needs you have now, and you get down to it. Okay. And then later on, if you're doing more of like a weekly reset, or like you're having a really big mindfulness day, or it's just a big mindfulness journey or week or something that you're taking, then you would do that third type of analysis, which we're definitely going to go over for the next few days. Now, I did mention that we have a free worksheet down below in the description box. It's called a daily reset worksheet. This is just something that you can use to help plan your day, help plan your life. And the way I actually use it is I've actually created this life planner and journal that goes from your year, quarter goals, your purpose and whatnot, all the way down to the month, to the week, to give me daily tasks. So I will show you guys basically every single year at the beginning of my year, depending on how I decide to mark it. Because for me, I restarted a year for myself kind of in like July, like beginning of July, kind of restarted a year and I was like, no, I need to switch some things up right now. So I did that and I decided to print the journal that I made that is eventually going to be up on the Pampered and Lux website. If you're watching in the future, it may already be up. So just go ahead and click the description box in the link in the description box and you can check it out, see what all is going on. But basically, this is just my monthly checklist right here that y'all are seeing. This is the month checklist. I break it down into different aspects of my life. And from there, oh, actually, that was one for the week. I also have weekly goals that I derive my checklist from. I have week mindfulness and purpose, basically themes and priorities. I have the budget sheet in here. You've got your daily affirmations and gratitude tracking. And then you also have the calendar and whatnot. It's a full, literally my life planner and journal that I created as a honestly, I literally just created it so that I could have a way to track my life because as someone with ADHD who's also going into entrepreneurship and doing different things as an artist, that means that my schedule and my life is very fluid. It's very up to me to create. And if nothing's happening, it's because I didn't A, plan anything to happen, or I didn't do the things that I planned to happen. So I created this planner as a way to help me focus and hone in. And it's definitely been doing that because I'm here and I've been doing 15 straight days of Alive. Granted, I haven't actually been using my planner as much as I'd like when it comes to the rest of my day, but I'm still using it and it's still helping me. And this daily worksheet is just one tiny, tiny, minuscule aspect of it. But the only reason I'm really able to benefit so much from this daily worksheet is because I reverse engineer the goals that I'm intending to create, right? I go from my year goals, checklist, purpose and mindfulness. I also write down the year projected like budget and finance, or if I'm talking specifically about my business, the projected sales, things like that. And I go to the quarter, I go to the month, I go to the week until I get to literally individual daily tasks that I can do that actually make me feel like, okay, I'm making some headway towards something. Because as I do one thing on that item or on that checklist for my day, right? Whether it takes me a day or two to complete it, I'm still checking something off my checklist so that I see something was done, right? I actually understand that I did something instead of doing something and then I never see that I did it, so I don't feel like I did anything. And that can be very detrimental to you and your success when your success is dependent upon what you're doing or how often you're doing or whatever it may be. So yeah, I definitely um check this My Life Planner out if you're looking for a way to like actually plan and map out that life and that vision that we're creating with this 30-day challenge, because that's really what this challenge also it's helping you align. So the way to make sure you stay in alignment is to write that path down so that you can follow it. And if it's not a path, it's to write the different paths you can take, right? So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the daily reset really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and go. Now, in the description box, you'll find it. It's just going to be the template. You'll download the template, make a copy of the template. You rename it so you know what day it's for. Okay, this is for 16/09/2024. Okay, rename it. Then you're going to for me, I personally like to make sure it's organized and I have it all in the folder that I want it in. Okay, I haven't created my next week. Oops. This week's almost over. This is also what happens sometimes. Sometimes I accidentally forget to do the digital version and I only do my paper version, which is what I prefer. And sometimes I forget to do the paper version and only do the digital version, which is kind of what happened the week before. But here's what you would do if you're downloading it in Google Docs and you want to be able to edit it. You don't have Adobe. You would open it in Lumen PDF, which is just a free software that you can use that allows you to edit PDFs and documents without having to pay for anything. Then once that is loaded, I need some more water. Hello. Once it's loaded, you're gonna literally be able to edit this PDF. It will automatically update in your Google Docs, which is why you make a copy from that template, because it's gonna physically literally change the PDF that you have sitting in your Google Doc drive, right? In your Google Drive. Okay, so today I did already do my 30-day challenge alive. I also have a body double working session with a another creator and entrepreneur or a freelancer more accurately. Uh Items that are due today. I don't have anything due today, but there are some where'd it go? I wrote it down. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I have a whole buttload of laundry to finish. I like to do my laundry in like 1 or 2 days, like all the laundry. That's just how I like to do it. Um, Website updates, there definitely need to be some updates made to the website to make sure everyone can access everything before we fully launch. I haven't given a full launch date yet, but you guys will be getting that soon so that you know when this the life planner and the actual 30-day workbook that I sort of derived this mini free 30-day challenge from when they're available. Okay. So actually that is due today. Plan a launch strategy and plan finalization. Yeah, because I have a lot of stuff written down. I just haven't finalized some things, which means that I haven't decided like 2 things. I haven't done maybe 1 to 3 things, and I have to not even have to, there's some, fears I just have to walk through at this point. Okay. Content scheduling. Okay. Podcast editing. Oops. Actually, I'm still gonna put this on this side. And then I do need to do some meal prep. Oops. Okay, but I'm actually gonna move this down here. And then the meals that I've had today so far, I cooked some Thai fried rice yesterday that I finished this morning. It was really yummy. I also had a mango that I'm still finishing, and then I've been drinking my water. I've been doing like dance, like just move your body dancing recently just for my health and fitness. Mindfulness, I definitely want some tea time and nature time. Nature time. Oh, let me check the garden too. Gardening. I need to weed to get the weeds out so it's not consuming my cantaloupe. Okay. And then what was the other thing? Tea time. Tea time. Okay. And this is literally how I plan my day, like each day. I used to do it the night before, and I realized that that wasn't working for me because my brain is kind of adverse to expectations. But if it's sitting there like, ooh, I'm excited to do this thing. I'm so eager. I need to like write it down. That that energy comes in the morning. So I prefer to do it in the morning now before I get my day started, or literally right as I'm opening up my computer to get working. Yeah. Okay. And then this week's dates are today is, well, actually, I'm starting a new week. So this was from last week. I'm not even going to put the week's date on this one because I haven't been doing it electronically this week. Actually, I still do need to put the week's date. 16/09/2024. Perfect. Okay. Um, so I would say because today is Monday, so what was last Tuesday's date? The 10th. Okay. 10th. Oops. 10th through 16th. Perfect. Okay, and that's how I use it. That's how I use it electronically, or you can print it out and on the back you can do your 30-day workbook challenge, your 30-day your free 30-day challenge, not your workbook challenge. And yeah, that's my That's what I do to figure out how to even, like, have organization in my days and make sure that I track them, because if I don't see what was done or see that I did do, I tend to err on the side of thinking I didn't do anything, just because growing up, the things that I was passionate about, the things that were productive to me weren't the same as what my authority figures and what the people around me saw as being productive and saw as work. So I'm redefining work for myself, and this is a worksheet that helps me do that. Okay. Now, thank you. Thank you for joining. You guess what? You finished day 15. You're 50% done. Literally 50% done. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. I didn't realize it was gonna go by so fast. I think um I knew that if I made it to day 15, I was gonna finish the whole thing. But I also knew if I made it to day 5, I was gonna make it to day 15. But for some reason, it still felt like, what if, like, something goes wrong and I don't get to do it? And granted, I did have technology, like, issues a few days. The laptop charger was lost, 1 day or 2. I literally got logged off at the very last second on a different day. It was a roller coaster of, just understanding and knowing that no matter what, I'm still gonna be able to do what I set out to do, as long as I believe it. Because if I don't believe it, I'm immediately gonna stop and nothing's gonna happen. There is no motion. But as long as I keep making motion and making actions and making choices that take me towards that vision, it happens. Like, that's literally it. So, yeah, thank you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for joining. And that's it.